This is Hannibal here from the HannibalTV.com. Back in Ottawa, Canada, here after a fun couple of days in Toronto. And this is my weekly review of the points I find interesting in Dave Meltzer's Wrestling Observer newsletter. And I don't go over everything. So anyone that wants to know about the points I don't find interesting, get the Wrestling Observer newsletter. But I'm going to jump right into the news. There's a lot of it. He starts off by talking about the Sasha Banks Naomi situation where they've been suspended indefinitely, and a tournament will be held to find the new women's tag team champions as their titles have been vacated. They have been suspended without pay, and the company has also pulled all of their merchandise from the website, so they can't get any more merchandise revenue. Apparently, the company has the right to freeze their contracts when suspending someone for refusing to work. And Meltzer brings up, in the case of Naomi, she only had a few months left on her contract. So may not have been the wisest decision for her, because now she has a frozen contract and no money coming in when she only had a little bit amount of time left on her contract. And WWE did this with Bryan Danielson during a point that he was out with an injury, and they discuss Danielson, for instance, had a 3-year contract, but it ended up lasting 7 years, including the points where his contract was freezing. Apparently, both women were buried in the commentators' speeches on the WWE shows, similar to what they did with Austin and Brock Lesnar in the past. So, probably not the smartest decision on the part of those two, because Austin never became as big of a star again after he walked out in 2002. Brock Lesnar did. He's probably the biggest star now than he ever was, but he had to go through a period of time where he was going through legal situations and he could only wrestle in Japan. And lucky for him, he was able to go to UFC and become UFC champion, which made his value more when he came back. But I wouldn't say Sasha Banks or Naomi are anywhere near the popularity of Brock Lesnar or Steve Austin or the Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate Warrior also walked out, but the Ultimate Warrior did never get as over as he was either when he came back after walking out, and he had to go through legal situations too. Ended up having to change his name to Warrior and so forth. I'm not saying I don't like Sasha Banks. I find her talented. However, she's just not like a needle mover as far as ratings go. About the Stephanie McMahon stepping down as chief brand officer, taking a leave of absence. Apparently, it was very shocking to people within the company. And the decision was several months in the making. And according to Dave Meltzer here, they might be looking to actually replace her with WWE President Tony Khan, currently taking over her duties amongst the massive duties that he already has. Simon Johnson, or Simone, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, who is The Rock's daughter, has a ring name of Ava Rain. And I guess they do this to own the names, but again, it's like, it's The Rock's daughter, and you're not going to give her the last name of Maivia or Johnson. Just like with Rick Steiner's kid, they give him the name Braun Breaker, but everyone knows it's Rick Steiner's son. They use Rick Steiner on TV, but we're supposed to call him by a different last name. It's just weird. Smackdown this past Friday night, a couple of days ago, did a 0.4 rating. They have not been getting good ratings at all lately for Smackdown. Charlotte and Andrade got married over the weekend. I'm not sure if this is Charlotte's second or third marriage. Ric Flair was there. I did see a clip of it on Twitter. Ric Flair was on TMZ where he claimed that he talked to 40 doctors and he's taking the advice of one of them. I don't believe for a second. I'm sorry, but he did not talk to 40 different doctors. You guys try to tell me, or sorry, he's going to want us to believe that he went to 40 doctor appointments in relation to going back into wrestling. I just don't believe that at all. Do you guys? I'm sorry, I don't believe that. He also said in this interview that his TNA matches back in 2011, 11 years ago when he was only 62, he was not proud of them and didn't like them. So at 73, he's hoping to have a better final match than the TNA ones that no one really remembers. As I drink my protein here, I'm going to work out after this. Kurt Angle, who's 53 now, and I have an interview with him on this channel, had double knee surgery this past week. AEW's Dynamite Go Home show for their Double or Nothing pay-per-view tonight did a 0.35 rating from Las Vegas, and there was 4,500 paid in attendance. Rampage, I believe, did a 0.15 rating. NXT did a 0.13 rating. NXT and Rampage get very similar ratings lately. Raw did a 0.41 rating from Evansville, Indiana, with 4,900 paid. And apparently that was the lowest attendance for Raw since February. I have been to Evansville, by the way. That's where I did my interview with Tracy Smothers. That was about 4 hours long. And I'm still saddened by his passing. I considered him a friend. Smackdown last week did a 0.45 rating from Grand Rapids, Michigan, with 6,700 paid. And some other attendance news. There was a Raw house show May 21st from Canton, Ohio. It did 3,655 fans. SmackDown had a house show the same night in Rockford, Illinois that had 3,713 fans. May 22nd, Raw did a house show in Fort Wayne, Indiana that did 4,065 fans, which Meltzer brings up as a very good house show number. And also on May 22nd, SmackDown was in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, with 2,507 fans in attendance. Charlotte Flair's ex, Thomas Latimer, also known as Bram, got married to Kaylee Farmer, who is the NWA Women's Champion, over the weekend. And Farmer, I guess, used to date Braun Strowman. Meltzer brings up that John Hannigan, a.k.a. John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Impact, whatever the hell they called him on AEW a few weeks ago, his appearance doing the job to Wardlow in a short match a couple weeks ago was a one-time thing. I don't know why he did that. I really don't know why he did that. I hope he got paid well. And apparently, Fightful reported that Killer Cross was offered to do the job to Wardlow a few weeks ago when he ended up when Big Cass ended up doing the job to him. Apparently, Killer Cross didn't want to do it because the money wasn't enough, and he didn't want to make his AEW debut with a loss coming off of an unsuccessful WWE run. Smart. I don't, unless they're paying you a huge amount of money that's going to like allow you to buy a sports car. For instance, I don't see the point of making a debut in the company just to lose so your value is worth less on the independent scenes. Apparently, Colt Cabana hasn't been on AEW for a while because there might be still heat with him and CM Punk. Let me get into some of your questions here. By the way, I did have a very delicious meal. Yeah, I had a bunch of yummy meals in Toronto, but this was my favorite one yesterday that I had with Natalia at a lovely Italian restaurant in Toronto called Dimmy Bar, and it was delicious. And Natalia was looking beautiful as always. That was my appetizer, by the way. And this was my main course. And I had a lot of fun with her. And by the way, she's not my girlfriend or anything. We just date. And I've known her for quite a few months now. Met her in Ottawa, and we've stayed in contact, and I have fun with her. So I'm sorry for the people that hate her. I had a lot of fun with her. And I must say, I really like going out with the 20-year-old. Jesus, what's up? I'm about to go to the gym. This is what is in here? There was pineapple, protein, and oatmeal, and broccoli in this protein shake, and this is gonna power me up for the gym. Then I have an interview with Evan Ginsberg later tonight about he was one of the producers of The Wrestler and 360 Days movie, or 350 days. So we're going to talk about that. Victor, I actually haven't had 420 for a while now, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I am dieting down. I'm not really paying attention to MJF. I don't like midget wrestling. Shout out from San Diego. Thank you. It's really nice here today, actually. It's a nice day in Canada. Bobby Lincoln says WWE wrestlers don't like doing house shows. Well, they get paid more to wrestle on the house shows. They make more money, but there's hardly any house shows anymore. There used to be at one point three house shows a week for each brand, and even before that, there used to be like 6 house shows a week, sometimes more if you do twice on Saturday or twice on Sunday. Jason talking about my interview with Billy Jack Haynes. He's not missing anymore. I've been talking to him for a while. He's going to do another interview with me soon. Jim, thank you. It is Charlotte's 3rd marriage, and she's not even that old. I think she's only in her mid-30s. Man, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. She's on the same path as her father, who's on like his 5th marriage. Although I heard Ric Flair is back with his wife Wendy, who for a while was in contact with the King of Connecticut. Oh, John, you're very funny. You're very, very funny. And yes, she is a lot of fun to hang out with, I must say. By the way, I'll show you guys some other pictures I took of her, because I think I'm actually a great photographer. Not great, I'm getting to be great. I took a lot of pictures of her this weekend because she is actually a model, and models like taking photos. Here's one I took of her in bed, which was kind of cute. And I think this one is my favorite that I took of her outside of our hotel. I liked her outfit. By the way, she's a very good heel. She has a very natural heel personality. So yeah, I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone more hot than Natalya. I think she's hotter than any WWE diva. I truly believe that. But I am biased. And on that note, I better go to the gym. Have a great night. I'll be back on doing that interview with the one of the producers of The Wrestler and the 350 Days movie later tonight. So enjoy your dinner. Anyone going to dinner right now, it's about dinner time. But me, I'm going to the gym.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please help me out and like this video, then click the subscribe and get notifications buttons so you don't miss any of my latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Follow us on Facebook at the Hannibal TV for more live streams and videos.